Here is the first one, Sam, coming at you right now. What would you suggest, going all out on these three teams on a free hit in Game Week 31 plus? And those three teams are Spurs, Liverpool, who are at home to Crystal Palace, potentially lifting the trophy.
No.
And Wolves. So Wolves, Spurs and Liverpool. If you're playing your free hit in 31, is it sensible to go all out on those three?
Yeah. I mean, they seem to be the obvious picks of that game week. I mean, Spurs at home to a West Ham team who, prior to the break, had not a lot of form going on. Not a lot of form, not a lot of luck really either with West Ham.
Luck?
Yeah, nothing seemed to really go their way. They weren't having a great time of it, were they?
Right.
We obviously yet to see in game week 30 what kind of West Ham we're going to come back with, but on paper that seems like a good choice of fixture. Certainly Liverpool, you've already mentioned the fact that however the Merseyside derby goes will mean that this is either the game or the penultimate
I think
game.
either way, whether it is or it isn't, you've got three Liverpool players at home to Crystal Palace and they're motivated to win the game. So
and Crystal Palace are in that mid-table. We don't yet know whether they are motivated, and what if they are, what are they motivated for? Because
if you were free hitting Salah, Mane, Firmino, or don't forget Trent. Yeah. Okay, Trent. Okay.
Yeah, Salah, Mane, Trent probably if you can budget that.
Okay.
Otherwise, one of the mids, Trent
and Wolves at home to Bournemouth as well. Nice looking fixture for Nuno Espirito Santo's boys.
Yes, absolutely. I think Wolves, they've been one of the gifts of FPL for us this season, haven't they? They've given us
a lot. Not to start with, they took ages to get going.
No, they did, but then they were playing in the Europa League and they were getting used to that kind of very quick succession of matches with a small squad. Most of the clubs that play in the Europa League and the Champions League have a much bigger squad. They can do a lot more rotating around. Wolves didn't have that. But since sort of November time, they've become really, prominent parts of most FPL teams. Lots of choice at the back with, obviously if you've got the money to spend on Doherty or one of the cheapest, Sayas, Bolly. There's loads of options there. In midfield, you've got the Traore, Moutinho boys who, both of which look good. And then of course up top, you've got double trouble in Jimenez and Jota, both of which look like being really good FPL assets.
So plenty of options from Liverpool, Spurs, Wolves. Any other teams that have got good fixtures in Game Week 31? I'm thinking in particular Leicester at home to Brighton. Manchester United at home at Old Trafford against Henderson less, of course, because he can't play against his parent club, Sheffield United.
And that's really important.
Two nice fixtures there.
And when you think about how good Henderson was for Sheffield United against Aston Villa on Wednesday evening, 11 points I think he got over the course of
11 points of Henderson, yeah.
So, take that away in a side where they're already missing O'Connell, that makes them a bit defensively weaker. Now throw against that Martial, Pogba, Rashford, Bruno, and that doesn't look.
They look exciting. They look exciting, no doubt about it. So keep an eye on those guys for your free hit, if indeed that's your strategy for Game Week 31 plus.